Top 5 Live, February 24th. The top 5 comic picks of this past week. I am Kirk FM. And check out the new motherfucking camera. This is awesome. Gonna kind of work some stuff out here. Top 5 Live, February we knew that was gonna happen. 24th. The top 5 comic picks of this past week. I am Kirk. All right, now we got that figured out. So let's just dive right into it. No disappointment of the week. Later on, I'm going to give you a couple of recommendations, which I'm really excited about because this week we had lots of awesome comics. Also, we had an insane amount of Image Comics drop, which is totally fucking cool. I can't get over this. I cannot get over how great this camera is. All right, I'm going to have to work on the lighting. We'll figure that out later. But this is all a work in progress. But screw it. Let's just get right into it. The top 5 this week. Hold on. I have them here. Alrighty, let's get into it. Number 5 this week, we're gonna go like that with you. It is DK Dark Knight 3, Part 3, Issue 3, by Frank Azzarello and, Brian Azzarello and Frank Miller. Forgive me for that. I kind of did a little video earlier talking about it, and I had some thoughts and feelings. It's weird that this is gonna be on the top 5. I didn't know. I know that it needed a place. And the reason it had to place was that after I read it, I'm still kind of knocking around in my mind what the themes are and what the purpose is of this comic book. Again, I don't think this is a Frank Miller comic. I think this is very much a Brian Azzarello comic with a great creative team trying to do an impersonation of Frank Miller, but maybe doing a better impersonation of Frank Miller. I am definitely into the upped art, because let's admit it, no one wants to actually think about or talk about DK2. And it's amazing what these guys are doing with some of this art right now. And that is kind of nice. Also, the story has definitely leveled up. Also, some of the violence in it is a little too realistic for me, but I think that was a purpose that we need to get into. And I'll post the video down below, what I was talking about, because it does touch on some pretty gnarly stuff here. And look at that camera focus. God, yes. That is beautiful. Anyways, that is number 5 this week. See you later. The dog just looked at me weird, like, are we playing fetch with the comic books now? Number 4 this week, we are going to go with Saga 34. You knew it was probably going to make the list. A lot of people are kind of complaining about this new story arc, and I'm going to say no. Last issue was nothing but really great character development and story setup. A lot of people didn't like that issue. I say, screw you, you are not reading this comic correctly. Also, with this new issue, I think it's very safe to say that, we're just going to look at that cover again. It's very, very safe to say that Fiona Staples is actually starting to level up in her art even more, if I thought that was a possibility. And I mean, there's just certain things with expressions. I want to talk about that. This is just the way this comic is flowing as far as what Fiona's doing with the scripts that Brian K. Vaughan are giving her are just absolutely phenomenal and are really starting to floor me a little bit. I really do implore you, go grab the trades. You can even get the first issue for $1 as a reprint, so it's like the first dose of free drugs so they can get you involved in Saga. I do want to talk about why I'm loving this particular story arc so much, even though other people are not really liking it. I think we're only proving, and we're starting to see, that Brian K. Vaughan is not going to pull a Lost with us, and that's a whole other conversation for another time. But he is answering questions while still setting up what the rest of the future arcs and stories and like dilemmas and situations are going to be with these characters. And I've never seen someone do that in comics currently off the top of my head, and correct me if I'm wrong, comments down below, who is able to do that in just single issues. I like the fact that even though as a reader I'm still left hanging wanting to know what's going to happen in the next issue, because he's fantastic at that, I am getting questions answered that were previously asked in past storylines. And that's just, it's honestly one of the most fulfilling reads in comic books right now. So that's why it's number 4, and that's why it's always constantly going to probably make the top 5. because I don't see anyone consistently doing this in comic books right now, especially considering that Image Comics, you're not going to see anything go past 10 or 12 issues. So, I mean, if it's going to stay true to its word, it is motherfucking Saga, and hopefully it goes on forever. I don't know if I really want an ending for that. Incoming. The dog almost caught that one. Number 3 this week, we are going to go with Jeff Lemire's Platona. You know that I've been loving this series, and there's a reason why, even though we are, what, issue... Oh, wait! Haha! Wrong comic, Kirk. Did anyone say that? Did anyone say that? I'm waiting for the comments to, like, go crazy right now. So this is Platona. This is the comic I should have been talking about, Jeff Lemire. This is issue number 4. Again, anything that has Jodie Bellaire doing the coloring on it, believe it or not, a colorist is not the type of person that's going to make me immediately go out and buy a comic. If her name's on it, I am buying the comic. She's only really working with great creative teams and really putting out really great titles of substance, and that's why I'm kind of in love with it. Let's just talk about, here, let me give you a taste of Jodie's color work. And on top of the art, it's just perfect. It totally fits the mood of this comic, which is kind of teetering back and forth between teen drama, coming of age, and then also kind of the slightly macabre, because especially in the end of the last issue, and this continues throughout the theme in this issue, it takes a very dark turn. In case you want to know what Platona is about, it is a bunch of high schoolers that found essentially a dead body who was a superhero by the name of Platona in the woods. Very Stand By Me. But now I'm knocking stuff over. Who gives a shit? And essentially what they are doing is they're trying to come together and figure out what they're going to do with the body, whether they need to tell anyone about it. There's some really great questions raised in previous issues, especially about how kids view either making the right moral choice or whipping out their cell phone and becoming internet famous so that they can get the attention. What is also amazing about this series, this is issue number 4, and it takes, again, it's even taken a darker turn because now a couple of the kids have decided that they're trying to extract her powers by making little cuts in her hand and making cuts in their fingers and trying to, like, absorb her blood into their stream. I know, it got dark real quick. And they're trying to take whatever makes Platona special and taking that upon themselves. And one of the things that is fascinating to me is that it was such a dark turn, this issue, and now the next issue is going to conclude the series. So I'm very interested to see. I honestly don't know what's going to happen next, and I honestly thought with what they set up in the what Lemire set up in the story in the last 2 issues, that we were going to get more than just 5 out of this thing. I thought this could go to like 10 or 12. So I'm at the edge of my seat to see where we're going to go with how they're going to finish this. I love this camera. Look, it just focuses, and then I can do this. Look. It is very, very cool. Please go check this out, and especially if the next issue is going to come out. The trade will probably come out the very next week, next month. So I'll keep you guys updated. I also, once you guys get caught up, we'll probably talk about it on a future episode of Your Mom's Basement, which, by the way, is coming up immediately after this top 5. I definitely suggest you guys to tune in with my friends Ian and Savannah. Plug, plug, plug. Pimp, pimp, pimp. And he's golf. Number 2 this week. Let's get back to this other comic that I was holding up that I didn't necessarily mean to, The Goddamn by Jason Aaron. It is number 2 this week, and rightly so, because it is one of the most enriching stories that I am reading right now. If you really miss Conan comics, this is it for you. But on top of that, and I don't know why, because Jason Aaron just found a thing that just tickles my fancy, and we'll talk more about that, because this is definitely one of the titles we're talking about in Your Mom's Basement tonight. So I definitely want you guys to tune in, and obviously I'm not going to bore you with the details, but this is how I'm going to make you go watch the other show. But there's a reason why this is number 2 tonight, and we are definitely going to talk about it. All right, guys? Good enough. And then before we get to the number 1, we're going to talk about the disappointment of the week, which was that there was no disappointment of the week. Actually, this week was an excellent week for really great releases, some really good reads. I just kind of want to highlight those really quickly. No, 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 no. Little singing, a little dancing that we can't edit out of the videos anymore because now it's just live. What am I looking at here? Guys, go check out Cry Havoc, issue number 2 by Image Comics. The writer is Nick Filardi. Why do I like this? It's because the premise is so goddamn insane Then when we pitched it over at Image, I'm really glad that whoever was listening went, yes, I think we should make that comic. And essentially it's a woman who went to war, but we're not necessarily sure she was forced to war yet. By the way, she is exploring her lesbian relationship and also discovered that she might be a werewolf or some sort of other mythical creature. And now she's been introduced to an entire world of other mythical creatures. So many questions being asked. The premise is insane. Only first 2 issues came out. Go check that out. I've been talking about Wolf by Ales Cott. I definitely want you guys to check this series out, and especially anything out by Ales Cott. He wrote one of my favorite Secret Avengers story arcs, which was absolutely amazing. He's not really writing for Marvel right now. He's doing a lot of indie stuff, and this title is exactly what you're looking for if you need some Constantine in your life, but you need, like, I don't know, more cerebral Constantine in your life. There's another werewolf. She also might be the Antichrist, and the entire Earth is ending. That's as life as we know it. Go check that out. Also, not necessarily new this week, I really want to check out Worst X-Man Ever by Max Bendis. No, excuse me, Max. I'm going to screw that one up. Bemis. He's a guy in a rock band that totally missed me, but if his writing is as good as this title, then I think we should definitely all check out his band. So you guys can tell me who it is, and I'll check it out on Spotify. It was actually a digital-only release, and the reason why I'm definitely suggesting this title is, man, if you're really not happy with the X-Men right now, and you really miss the love of that core 90s X-Men team, and like the kind of like the fun of them and the blue and the yellow and Xavier's school, and a new student coming along and finding out that he's a mutant, but he truly is the worst mutant ever. This title is for you. This will definitely get that spirit of the old X-Men that we have been missing for the last like 5 or 6 years. Definitely highly recommended. Check this out. Oh, I'm just still going. Okay, also, again, not disappointments, recommendations. Avengers #6 was really good. It was a great ending to a decent story arc. I don't think we're getting many revelations in Avengers. I also don't think that the Avengers titles are as strong as they should be or could be. But as far as how Mark Waid writes an Avengers team, especially an Avengers team with Miles Morales and Kamala Khan and a young Nova, also hanging out with the big hitters of the Avengers universe. It's fun. It was fun. It brought in Kang. It did some pretty cool Doctor Who-y, timey-wimey, sort of stuff in there. I like how he's portraying new characters in the same voice and vein as some of the main writers on those characters' solo titles. So that makes sense. So I like how he's writing Thor, even though that's like more Jason Aaron's thing. I really like how he's writing Kamala Khan, even though that's Wilson's thing. I really like how he's writing Miles, even though that is a Bendis thing. Also, really cool story arc with the Vision, especially if you checked out the previous videos we were talking about. Vision's really cool. He's kind of really messed up in this first story arc. Check that out. Also, Daredevil, this series is just kicking all sorts of ass. It's Charles Soule on it. It definitely falls more in line back with the Marvel Knights Daredevil that we are used to. It also kind of brings it in line with the TV show as far as like the same themes and theme of like how dark it is, but you don't need to watch the show to know what's going on in this, and it has nothing really to do with the show, just kind of brings it under the same umbrella. And I'm really having a lot of fun with a Matt Murdock who has now switched from being a public defender, or not just a public defender, but like a defender in the courtroom, to being a prosecutor for the city. And it's really cool to watch how his Daredevil persona is now mixing with the Matt Murdock persona. And again, Charles Soule, who is also, I think, a practicing attorney in his own right, is amazing and is writing it so much fun. It's really easy and fun to follow. You're not going to get the same fun as like his She-Hulk run, which I still think is one of the best runs from the last couple of years. But he's taken that idea and twisted around a little bit for this deal. And I really just kind of want to show you really quickly some of the art. You're just going to have to watch me. It's got tones of like some of the Frank Miller Daredevil stuff that I was really into. So I definitely want you guys to check that out. Jettison's that one. She almost caught that one. God. And then thank you for hanging out for the top 5 live this week. We're going to end it with number 1. Motherfucking Karnak. We've waited 4 months for this title. It is written by Warren Ellis. I'm just gonna say hands down it is the best Inhumans title being done right now. Also, apparently the artist got really sick and wasn't doing well, so that's why we had to wait 4 months. We didn't really hear anything. You had to kind of like figure that out and glean it from social media. I just can't get over how great Warren Ellis is when he's playing in the sandbox that is Marvel, but when they actually give him a really high concept character to kind of run with. Yeah, not a whole lot of dialogue in this, but a whole lot of story. Also, a gratuitous violence done absolutely amazingly well. I know it doesn't seem like a lot when a writer is like, okay, so for the next 4 pages, it's just our hero fucking shit up and hurting people. Believe it or not, the way Warren Ellis scripts out his action fight scenes is awesome. He did it in Moon Knight. He did it in Global Frequency. He's done it. He's doing it in the new James Bond title, which is actually a lot of fun that he's writing right now. And it actually adds to the story a lot more than you would ever have guessed. It's really fucking cool. Yes, Karnak. Why should you be reading Karnak? Essentially, he's an inhuman character who never went through the Terrigen Mists, but his ability and his power is to see the flaw in all things. So he can see a weak point in a wall, and he can take it down. He can see a weak point in your body, and just with a finger press, basically shut your entire body system down. Also, it's kind of like he can see the flaw in your argument. He sees the flaw in humans and people in general. He sees the flaw in existence. And it almost seems like he's just got the weight of what is wrong with everything resting on his shoulders. And it's such a compelling character, especially if you just want to go absolutely nerd, like who would win a fight, Superman or Karnak, a guy who can actually see the flaw in everything. Like, I almost feel like that's the greatest thing. He could see the weakness in everything. It was definitely worth 4 months for this bad boy. Oh, come on, camera. I'm still learning. We'll figure it out. We'll play. We'll become friends. It was just killer. And if you want to know why it was worth it for 4 months for an artist, and it looks like they did get somebody else to come help out, but I do really need to stress when I'm talking about these action scenes, that is just glorious, and it just definitely needs to be talked about how great this guy's art, along with Warren Ellis's scripts, how awesome this flows. It flows so smoothly, and especially if it's like really cool ultra violence you're into, knocked it out of the fucking park. Yeah, I got to show off a couple more guys. I really got to. That's just, it's so cool. And especially when you talk about the dialogue at the end when he gets to, like, it's almost like played like out of video games when he gets to the end boss of the end of this issue. Their conversation with each other as they're talking about the flaws in each other's arguments and why they shouldn't be either fighting or continue to fight, or how this mission is doomed to fail from the start that Karnak has taken on. It was a great dialogue. It's awesome drama. So yeah, I'm definitely going with Karnak #1 by Warren Ellis, and Zaffino and Fuso and Brown, Marvel Comics. That was #2. Definitely worth the wait. I am rambling, man. But in any case, I just want to say hello to Isaac. Ian, thank you for being so supportive. I'll see you in a few minutes. And just, guys, thank you so much for, like, throwing in there. Ooh, there's more comments down below. Holy crap, you guys are fucking awesome. In any case, I think that's pretty much it. Every week I'll be doing this. I kind of like the live. How long have I been talking for? Way too long. Doesn't matter. Also, really cool thing while we're doing this, if you're not watching the Oscars or Walking Dead right now and you're doing this with me, that's fucking cool of you. Just to let you know, spoiler alert, in the Oscars, Mad Max is winning fucking everything. See you guys in a few minutes for Your Mom's Basement with Savannah and Ian. Thanks for joining in. We're going to be talking about Tokyo Ghost, The Goddamned, and also the Drax solo series. We'll see you in a few. And as always, when you make it this far in the video, for the people who are just watching this on YouTube, it means so much. More than anything else, just trying to find new readers and being critical and trying to bring people into the comic book fold. Always comments down below. Let me know where I got it right, where I got it wrong, what you're reading, what I should be reading. Just let's get that conversation going. I will post the Dark Knight 3 little video down below because I think that's another conversation I really want to open up. And you can find me at Twitter at Kirk Light Stuff. Also, just let me know what else you kind of just want to see. And I love you. That's pretty much what it comes down to. See you guys in a little bit. This camera, guys, tell me how the camera is and what I should move around and all that good shit. All right, see you in a few, guys. Love you. Bye. And we're gonna stop the broadcast with a little song and dance. Goodbye.